Hello, ladies. My name's Angela. For those of you that may not know me, and I'm a functional medicine practitioner, and I love to work with women to help them learn how to rebalance their hormones naturally, especially as you get into your 40s, 50s, and beyond. This is a time of change for females. This is a time when we're noticing changes to our hair, skin, our bodies, our figures. And sometimes we do feel like it's not necessarily always in our control. And I want to let you know that even though there are some changes definitely naturally happening with your hormones, that there are some things that are in our control. And sometimes there are some changes that we need to make to our lifestyle to actually help us feel well during this time of life. Female sex hormones are lowering estrogen and progesterone. And as they lower, sometimes we can feel more tired, more sluggish, like we're gaining weight no matter what we try. We don't feel as motivated to get out and do the exercise we once did. We don't sleep as well. So it really kind of cascades this cycle and this pattern. So we've got to really understand where we can start to interject on some of these patterns and where can we make the changes so that we can feel better and not feel like we're just on this kind of hamster wheel and this cycle of feeling. So I wanted to give you some quick tips. One of them is definitely around nutrition. And often we do have to make some adaptations this way. We can't always do the same things we've always done and expect to have the same results or to feel better. I could get away with certain things. I could get away with eating like more carbohydrates, a bit more sugar, a bit more alcohol, one, maybe two coffees a day, that kind of thing, having dessert, maybe not every night, but when I felt like it. And if I do that now, being in my mid to late 40s, I just don't feel as good. And so there's things that we can do to adapt to make ourselves feel better despite our changing hormones. So I'm just going to go show you a quick thing that I have here. I have some vegetables that I order actually from a local organic farm, which is great. I feel so lucky that I have that access. So I'm going to put some arugula in my salad bowl here. I also have a little bit of spinach, so I'm going to put that in there as well. 1 to 2 cups of dark leafy greens a day. Super helpful for balancing hormones. It has some key nutrients in there, some B vitamins, tons of folate in there, which actually helps our liver and our bodies to detoxify estrogen factors. As we're going towards moving that transition into menopause, what can happen is our estrogen levels, they're lowering, but they're fluctuating a lot. They're going high and low and high and low. It's like a roller coaster ride as the estrogen lowers towards us going into menopause. And in that roller coaster ride, our liver often has to do more work, especially when we're having those highs with the estrogen, because the estrogen has to move through the liver. So those dark leafy greens, bitters, super helpful for just supporting that process in the liver. We may need to be doing more to support that now than we did in our 20s and really mid 30s. The other thing that is super helpful for hormones, because the hormone levels are lowering, is to actually make sure that we have enough beneficial fats coming in. So I have half an avocado that I've just chopped up here. I'm going to throw that into my salad as well. And those healthy fats are actually building blocks for our hormone production. So as estrogen and progesterone levels lower, we want to make sure that we're bringing in the foods that promote that production as much as possible from a natural perspective, because it can help us to maintain our hormone levels and not have them drop off too quickly on that way towards menopause, which can also lead us to having more symptoms such as hot flashes, poor sleep, feeling more moody and irritable. The other thing I've got here is just some grated carrots you can see. So I'm just using like a little end off one of my organic carrots that I have. And I'm just dumping that in there as well. So again, super quick, super easy. I know a lot of people often think they don't have time to do this. I mean, you just really need to make sure you've got the right things in the house. I've got some beets here too that I'm just shaving up and put those in. Again, just a very small amount, not a lot, you can see. This is just for one person, so I don't need to be eating, a ton when I'm sitting down at the office for the most part for the day and I'm not out exercising all day. We have different requirements depending on our day. And the other thing I've got here to just increase the protein intake in the salad. The carrots and beets, by the way, are very powerful antioxidants. You can just see by the color there. The more color that we have in our foods, the more antioxidants we have, more vitamins and nutrients. And those antioxidants help us to break down free radicals in our body, which we actually don't break down as easily as we get older, and especially as we have less hormone in our system. So really important to get those colorful vegetables in there, those dark leafy greens. There is sometimes some shortcuts we have to take when we're busy. Ideally, I'd be making my own homemade hummus, but I do have some organic store-bought hummus, and I'm just going to take a scoop of that and put it on the side of my salad. I'm going to put a little bit of, these are kelp flakes. I'm just going to take a little pinch of them and put those on my salad as well. Kelp is actually really full of iodine, which is awesome it's a powerful mineral in our bodies that we can bring in. It supports thyroid function. And that's also one of the hormones that actually can be at higher risk of becoming more out of balance as we move towards and into that transition into menopause. So that's just a great natural way to bring in some iodine from a food source. And then I go super simple, just with my organic olive oil. And I'm just going to put a little under probably a tablespoon there on top top of my greens. Definitely helps us to absorb and digest better when we have some of those fats laden within. And we also have the olive oil and avocado there with the whole food avocados. And I've got a little bit of apple cider vinegar as well. Definitely helps with the digestive enzyme process. So I put 1 to 2 small caps in there. You can definitely do that to your preference and your liking. And then with that extra plenty that I have in the hummus, I've also got just some Mary's crackers. They're in a package, but the ingredients are very clean. They're organic, they're gluten-free, they're very low in sodium. So I just put those on the side so I have something to dip my hummus in. Super easy. That's just my lunch here. It's going to be enough to sustain me. I have run out of some of my seeds that I typically put on the salad. So often I'll put on pumpkin seeds or sunflower seeds or a mix of both. But all of those things as well, those healthy fats, and there's a little bit of extra protein in those seeds. It helps to balance things out so that we have a balance of our macronutrients coming in for each meal. Super powerful for balancing hormones when we're bringing in foods like this. Helps us with detoxification in our liver and our gut. It helps to bring in some of the vitamins, the nutrients, the minerals, and support both hormone production and hormone detoxification. Big deal when we're in our 40s and early to mid 50s. Our hormone levels are lowering, but they're also shifting a lot in this lowering process. If we don't support the liver and the gut properly by eating the proper foods through this process, we're more likely to feel unwell. So I hope that helps you, gives you some tips, some strategies. Ideally, you can be looking for healthy whole foods meals, things that you can put together quickly at home, or even if you're at the office, try and put it together in the morning, something like that you could put together and just bring it to work. The salad dressing, you obviously could just make it up in a little container and just dump it on, and the rest of it you could just bring basically as is. Maybe put the crackers in their own container. Just some tips, because we want to be thinking, what are some of the tangible things we can do right now? We don't want to necessarily have to always be relying on products, supplements, that kind of thing. We've got a lot of things in our home that are right at our fingertips that we can do to improve our hormone health and balance as we move towards menopause. Hopefully that was helpful for you. If you haven't already, please make sure that you follow me both on YouTube and Instagram. I'm going to be bringing you more quick tips and easy things you can do at home as well. If you do want to feel like you might connect with someone like myself, I'm a functional medicine practitioner who does specialize in women's health, and I do really enjoy and have a passion for helping women discover how they can learn how to rebalance their hormones naturally as they move towards and into that transition into menopause. You can go to my website, www.angelasimpsonfunctionalmedicine.ca, and there is a place there for you to book either a consult with me, or there is a contact link if you want some information before you do that. The consultation, the initial one that we have, is complimentary, so we can see if it may be a good fit for us to work together. All right, thanks, ladies. Have a good rest of your day and afternoon, and I hope you're able to incorporate some of those ideas as to what you could potentially do for lunch or even have on the side with one of your other meals during the day. Another great source of protein you could put in there is like a boiled egg,